Hari Hari. So, Hare Krishna, today we'll be discussing three verses. Fourth chapter Bhagavad-gītā, 16, 17, and 18. Very nice, important verses which we can discuss. So, Narasimha Bhagavan ki jai. Let us take the blessings of Lord Narasimha, being his Narasimha Jayanti today. So, 4.16. Kim karma kim akarmeti kavayopyatra mohitaha tatte karma pravakshyami yajñātvā mokṣasya shubhat. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. Next verse, the 17th verse. Karmano hyapi bodhavyam, bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha, akarmanascha bodhavyam, gahana karmano gatihi. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is. Go to the next verse, 18th verse. Karmanya karmaya pashyet, akarmani cha karmaya, sabuddhiman manusheshu, sayukta kritsna karma krit. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One who sees inaction in action, the one who sees inaction in action, and action in inaction, is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. So let us see what we can understand through these wonderful, beautiful verses by Sri Prabhupada. What Krishna wants to convey to us that we should try to understand. See, activities, which they are bound to continue day and night, from morning till night. Before to sleep, the activities are always there. They are bound to continue as long as you are alive. So we saw three kinds of actions, right? Action, forbidden action, action, and inaction. See, the best among of these three is action. And still better is action with fruitless desires. That is actually seva, the service we do. And see, all the instructions which are opposite to Bhagavad-gītā, they are vikarma, or forbidden activities. Like you can see, smoking, gambling, chewing tobacco. So these activities bring different kinds of diseases. And diseases also come through laziness. And this is due to lying in bed. And lying in bed means inaction. Not inaction, it is inaction. So laziness is the first symptom of Kali Yuga. And the reason for this is absence of swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means studying and researching and ultimately preaching of the scriptures of Bhagavad-gītā. So we see in TV, TRP, right? So we can remember SRP, studying, researching, and preaching. So the sleep should be minimized for the movement of the body. See, movement is necessary for the body by walking, and for the soul by studying. And not only simply moving. My Maharaj used to say, not only just swimming, even thieves move during night. No, that is misdirection. Movement means, he said, instead of going to gym, for example, the same thing can be done at home and office by cleaning the environment, our surroundings. Walking as much as possible will keep you active. And chanting is movement of the mouth. So good association, homemade food, simple living is compulsory. Good association, homemade food, and simple living is compulsory. So why force our body to deteriorate, right? Why should we do what other general people, mass of people are doing? Either they are lacking perfect knowledge, or either they are ignoring it. So we should only perform productive labor. Don't talk, but walk. See, here talking means reading the scriptures only philosophically. And walking means putting the same thing into practice. So don't see what others are doing. See what you can do. Because you see, knowing is not enough. Okay. Following is necessary. We ignore purity by following impurity. And by not following the scriptures perfectly, we give power to nonsense. And to stop this, controlling the senses is the only way. But this can be done only by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chanting is the root. See, neglecting of chanting is as good as vikarma, forbidden action. And more chanting will result in offenseless chanting. See, only sound vibration of the Hare Krishna mantra can kill all our worries. See, just as not following the orders of our parents, what happens? We end up in difficulties and later worry. So similarly, not following the orders of Lord Chaitanya of chanting the Mahamantra is the root cause of all our difficulties. See, while sitting, while traveling or waiting, we have to utilize this time simply by chanting and reading instead of dreaming. So we should beg the mercy of Guru Prabhupada Krishna to bless us with persistent chanting so that we can progress in our attempt to perform devotional service. So this 18th verse, right, we saw. Karmanya karmaya pashyeda karmani cha karmanaya sa buddhiman manusheshu sa yukta krishna karma krit. So one who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men. And he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. So reading and research should go on together. This is very, see, it is very, very essential not only to read but also research. So you'll ask, what is this? Are we doing PhD? Yes, of course. How to research? Before we start recitation, we should study the word-to-word equivalents, because that will give us an idea of the words. Karmani akarma. Karmani akarma. Two words are there, right? Karmani akarma in the first line you see. So karmani means in action. In space action. Not space means it's not all together. The word is one is in and then action. In action, karmani. Then akarma means opposite, inaction. See, same letters in English, right? But it makes different meaning the way we read it. So this is research. Now preach means to reach. Preaching meaning you are reaching to someone, right? So value of preaching is in reaching the people who are hearing. So when you preach, you should reach. Otherwise, what is the point? So read and research with the help of Prabhupada, right? So nobody gives the word-to-word equivalents so wonderfully. Prabhupada has meditated each and every word for us. Every word we have to read. Prabhupada has already searched for us. We don't have to do any more searching. So by reading the purpose, we can research the meaning. Simply reading will not take us anywhere. We should read and research. See, if our preaching has to reach, and if it does not reach, then it is a waste of time of my own breath and also the waste of the people who are hearing. So we have to preach to solidify our knowledge. So see, when you have to take a class, you have to read. You have to, right? That is solidifying our knowledge. So our achar, our behavior should be solidified by perfect knowledge of scriptures like Bhagavad-gītā and Bhagavatam. See, people observe our behavior. So you should practice what you preach. So you should reach the people, the hearers. See, Prabhupada, he preached real time. He was telling, see, Prabhupada used to say, please relieve me of all other activities, all the administration work and all, so that I can meditate on each words. See how much Prabhupada has given to us. So first, we should go to the word-to-word meaning, then go to the translation, and then the purpose. So every word you should read. See, karmani means in action, and akarma means in action. Same words, but different meaning. So this is research. Now let us take the meaning of the word Krishna karma krit, although engaged in all activities. So Krishna and Krishna are different words. So this is the meaning. See, in Sanskrit, no, a small change in syllable changes the meaning. So Krishna means all, and Krishna means one who cuts the repetitive birth and death. So to increase the faith, reading with Prabhupada is required. And research with Prabhupada is also required. So we have to change our behavior. And then we should preach to the hearers. See, everyone has a zeal. So when we read Prabhupada's purpose, you cannot keep quiet. You feel like sharing with somebody, right? So you get the zeal for preaching. But when we preach, to reach, we must know in and out. We should know. Otherwise, we cannot reach anybody. It doesn't touch. That's why when the pure devotees are taking class, when they speak, it touches our hearts because they have completely imbibed and absorbed the whole thing, and they are completely in and out. They know. They know the truth. They're completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada, has converted a Mlecha language to give best translated knowledge by translating for Krishna. See, if a Mlecha language like English can be enriched by Krishna's touch, how much we will be enriched. So we should spend at least half of our time for bhakti. At least few hours a day for bhakti. Because we might be involved in so many other work also, right? So 2 hours for chanting and at least 1 hour for reading daily. So to strengthen our faith in the Vedic literature, Vedic culture, this medicine is required. We are completely sold to Western culture. Prabhupada wanted us to stop and turn back. The real thing is we want to reach to others. See, Prabhupada, he left Vrindavan, right? Crossed all the oceans to reach the suffering souls. He was so successful even in his old age. So we should not come to bhakti for anybody else. Just for service. Chant your round sincerely. So don't bother about anything else. See, if we don't reach a future generation, they will lead animalistic life. So many excuses are there for not coming to the temple or taking to spiritual path. We should open schools and preach to the public. So unless children are taught to chant, they will be good for nothing. So parents should also understand their responsibilities. They should give them even the small malas are there for small children, 27 beads malas. And we should ask them to chant daily before going to school. So when we try to reach, action is there. But there is no reaction. Why? Because there is no material gain. That is inaction. So in all our actions, we should see inaction. See, we are performing action. Okay. What is that? See, waking up for Mangalarti at 4 a.m. Chanting. Waking up for Mangalarti and chanting, these are all actions. But there is no fruitive reaction for this. And this is inaction. And this is this verse. See, all our activities should not produce anything else other than welfare for the society. No other motivation should be there. See, as soon as a motive is there in devotional service, then we are a failure in preaching. Material motivation is a degradation. And what is the difference between people outside and us? Correct. So Prabhupada's preaching was successful because there was no material motive. So in our own action, we should see inaction. Inaction satisfies us because we are doing for Krishna. See, when you donate something for building a temple for Krishna, there is action. But there is no fruitive reaction for that. And that is inaction. So Krishna says in Bhagavad-gītā, 3rd chapter, Yajñārtāt karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanah tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sanga samachara. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this middle world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction. And in that way, you will always remain free from bondage. So we should be unflinchingly attached to the transcendence. And this knowledge we can get only from Prabhupada's books. Otherwise, there is no other way. See, in the prayers of Muchkunda in Srimad Bhagavatam, we come to know about Kalayavan. He was trying to fight against Krishna. Krishna did not want to kill him himself. So he walked out of Mathura. And Kalayavan was running behind him. But he could not catch Krishna. Krishna could be caught only by pure devotees' love and not by anyone else. So Krishna entered the cave where Muchkunda was sleeping and he vanished. Muchkunda was sleeping in the cave for many years because he fought for the demigods. And when he was asked for a boon, he said he wanted to sleep. So he requested the demigods to give him the boon that if anyone wakes him up, they will be burnt. So when Kalayavan mistook Muchkunda as Krishna and kicked him, Muchkunda opened his eyes and Kalayavan was killed. So this is how Krishna behaves. He doesn't do any activity, but he does. He has his own ways of burning our karmic reactions. So we should be determined that come what may, I'll put these principles in practice so that at least knowingly I will not commit mistakes. So how to see inaction in action and action in inaction? If we do our duty lovingly without any expectation of material gain, please listen carefully. If we do our duty lovingly without any expectation of material gain, that is niyat karma, then we are free from results. No doubt results are bound to come, but we are not working for fruits. This is called inaction. And in office, you will be respected for your sincere work. Sincerity comes from devotion. In action, when you are doing action, that is in action, we don't see the results. When Sudama went to meet Krishna, he never asked him anything for himself or his wife or children. That is inaction. He was patient and peaceful. So devotee should be peacefully patient. Shanta Samadarsha Shuddha. Completely peaceful, equipoised, and should have pure thoughts. Thoughts are always there. We should have pure thoughts. So the thing is, we are not patient. And that's why we are not reaching the hearers. But Srila Prabhupada was completely patient. That's why Prabhupada was able to reach even alien culture. English, Western world, they didn't know anything about Krishna, right? But he was able to reach them. How is it possible? Because of the purity. Purity is a force. So it is our duty to give this to our younger generation. That is inaction in action. When you give it to the younger generation, we make them get up for Mangalarti, chant, or reciting shlokas and everything, that is actually inaction. Means it doesn't have any fruitive results at all because it is going for the glorification of Krishna. That is action, but inaction. So Krishna will be pleased so much if we save the younger generation. So read and research, preach and reach. So unless you read and research, you cannot preach. And without reading, we should not preach. See, in the word preaching, P is there, right? The P is Prabhupada. So we should reach Prabhupada to everyone. This is what is Krishna consciousness, which Prabhupada has given so wonderfully to us. So it is our responsibility to give this. So that is our action, and which will not have any reactions. That is inaction. And forbidden action, we saw all the which are opposite to Bhagavad-gītā, opposite to all the scriptures. That is forbidden action. So we stop here. Thank you very much, Prabhupada. Granthara Srimad Bhagavad-gītā ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Pimande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you.
Thank you, Mother.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna
Thank you.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Ramachandra Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
opportunity on Narasimha Jayanti.
Hare Krishna
To
Prabhuji,
glorify
thank
the
you
Lord.
very
Hare
much.
Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat
Thank you.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for the opportunity to glorify the Lord on the auspicious day. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. It's always amazing to hear from you. Very inspiring, very nice. Let us preach and reach. We are all inspired on this most auspicious day.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna, all devotees. So, today being the most auspicious day of Sri Narsingha Chaturdasi, so I feel very fortunate to be in your association so that we can glorify the Lord together with wonderful prayers and hear about the Lord. So let us start today's program. So today is the first of our 30-day program called Bhakti Vigna Vinash. So we all know that Narsingha Dev Bhagavan himself is Bhakti Vigna Vinash, one who removes our obstacles on the path of devotional service. Okay, so this whole month, starting today for the next 30 days, we are going to pray to him for his mercy and blessings so that we can remove all our obstacles on the path of devotional service. Okay, so today is the first of this 30-day series. So thank you all very, very much for joining us. And we will start today's program by reciting the Narsingha prayers. Okay. So it is very nice and auspicious to recite these prayers every day. And we can try to learn these prayers. Play it softly. We can try to learn these prayers. Play it softly. Yeah.